So today we are going to discuss about the network security essentials. Sorry. So we need to understand more in depth about the network security. What security, especially specifically about the network security. And then we need to see the more things which are concerned or linked with the security essentials. So we are taking this presentation from the William Installing 5th edition. So what is the network security? We'll discuss about the introduction to the computer, network security, and what we expect, and what is the current scenario of the world related to the network security. So we will try to discuss one of the attack about that, and we'll show you the live data about one of the attack. So you will realize that how much computer network security is important for us. Probably when someone is saying security is important, we say yes, security is important. But we don't know the depth that how much it is really important. We don't know actually that in our real life right now where we are sitting, how much it is important and how much it is playing a major role in our daily routine life. So that's fine. We will discuss a one case study. I will show you the something which is the live data for the network security related DDoS attack. And before that, we will discuss about the basic concepts which will give us the understanding about the computer network security. So you are pretty clear already. We discussed in our previous lecture that what is actually computer and what is network and what is security and what we are supposed to discuss in this course. Though it is the initial level course, but it is very important where you can learn very good aspects of the computer network security. So you can see from here, there are the two very popular things. So the one of them is referring that the combination of space, time, and strength that must be considered as the basic element of this theory of defense make this a fairly complicated matter. Consequently, it is not easy to find a fixed point of departure. This is the point of view related to the security. This is the point of view that you may not think or consider the security as a whole, or security as a one aspect, or security as a one entity, but it involves in so many things. If we just go for the second one, it will again means open our understanding and vision about security. So what is saying, the art of the war teaches us. What it teaches us to rely not on the likelihood of the enemies not coming. So we may not think that enemies are not coming. Our machine is not under attack. Our organization is not under attack. We are safe. If we are thinking like this, we are doing a mistake. But on our own readiness to receive him. What it means that we must be ready, we must be equipped, we must have all the necessary things and expecting him to receive. So in that scenario, suppose the hacker will come to us, he or she will not be able to bring the big loss to us because we are already ready and we are already waiting for this. Not on the chance of his not attacking, but rather on the fact that we have made our position ready. So we may not wait with a chance that maybe the attacker will not attack us, but we may make our arrangements ready, and we make sure that we are not able, hacker will not able to access us. So the whole message, what we understand from here, that the security is something where we need to consider more aspects, not a single aspect. And the other thing is that we may not be waiting, or we may not be considering that the hacker attack will not come to us. But we may not be also waiting the moment attack will come and then we will react. But we have to be ready in a state that in case we are perceiving that maybe he will become, attack will be coming to us. So before the attack will come, we are ready to defend it. We are ready to face that. And we are ready that attacker will not have a chance to get more from us. That is the theme of the computer network security. And this theme is actually being followed by the organizations. So any of the organization, actually they are not waiting for the attacks, but actually they are always trying to make them equipped, ready, and considering that maybe they can receive the attack at any time. And after receiving attack, they will not have a time to safeguard their network, their organization, but they have a time before the attack to safeguard their organization or their network. Now, what are the concepts of the computer security? Though I hope that you understand, but this is just only to means taking it from the past till now for your better understanding, to understand things in a more better way. So you know, in the past times, previously, the mainly security was concerned as a physical administration or physical security. At that time, there was no logical security or encryptions or computer security because there was no computer systems there. But once the computer were introduced, the automated tools, they were there, introduced as well to protect our files and other informations, which is being stored on the computers. But even at that time, the security aspects and mechanisms and ways and the tools were totally different from today. Because at that time, they were only focusing to keep the safe files which is stored on their machines. At that time, network concept was not important, and not means globally available like right now we have. We are discussing in a very early stages of the computer. Then what happened? Internet was introduced, network was introduced. So the new types, new challenges, new issues of security also came with this. Because previously we were just supposed to handle the security issues for our stored data in our machine, which is easy because it is limited. But now we are supposed to do that as well as while our data is transferring from one machine to another machine. So it means a network part, a communication part is also there. So that's why we are saying this is the computer and network security. So from one computer to another computer, data can pass, data can communicate, data can travel using the network. So now we need to make sure that our data, previously while it was on a machine, it is safe and secure. But now it is also safe and secure while it is traveling to the network. And on top of that, when we move one more step ahead with the distributed systems, like on online systems, then we move the clouds, storage, and so many things. Now we are not storing the data on our own machines, but we are storing our data on the different clouds as well. So this spread is actually means raise the concerns and raise the scope of the security as well. So we need to means control the security for all of the aspects as well. So when we talk about the computer security, it's a very generic name. This actually for collection of the tools and design to protect the data. But now, not only to protect the data on the computers, but also to protect the data on the network as well at the same time. And also internet security. So you can see here we mentioned that this lowercase I is actually referred to the interconnected collections of the network. So could be any. So now our data is spread globally. Previously, our data we were looking after physically. Then we're looking after means with the computers, only the data is stored on our computers. Then we shifted towards the network part as well. Then after that, we shifted to the internet as well. But the now current scenario is our data is distributed. Even in all of you individual cases, we can see if you just think for a moment, if you are sitting in Malaysia or any one of the country, but your related data is not in your home, not in Malaysia only, but your data is distributed. You may have accounts on Facebook, you may have account on Instagram, you may have account on Twitter, you may have account on LinkedIn. So you don't know that where that data is being stored, where are the clouds, and from where you are surfing, and where are your credentials, and where are your bank accounts, and where are your pictures, and a lot of individual data. So your data is spread now in worldwide, not only on a network, not only on a machine, not only at your own hands, but it is distributed. So this is the reason we people call as that we are living now in a concept of the global village. So while we are living in a global village, so we need the security at the global level also, because our data is also spread at the global level. Now, no more concept of the security that we can say that we can secure our data within our organization, within our machine, within our phone. No more. Because our data is on cloud, data is on different locations, data is with different apps. So all of the data is with the different servers. So this is why we can say that data is spread over the world. And then we need to protect our data. So because the data is spread over the world, so we need the security over the world. This is how the security becoming a more challenge for us with the time. Now in security, actually as per the NIST Computer Security Handbook, we need to define that actually what is the security. So then we can only say that, okay, we can protect, we can provide the security. Security means a protection, to provide you the protection, to provide you the privacy, to provide you the integrity, to provide you the availability of your own contents, and to provide you the auditability of your own contents. So previously, the security concept was presented by the NIST that was known as CIA. C is actually confidentiality, I is actually for integrity, A is actually for the availability. Now at this stage, we have more concepts than CIA. But CIA is actually the base of the security concept. Then we can extend it. We can say sometimes CIA, sometimes we can say CIAA, sometimes we can say CIAAA, sometimes we can say the CIA, A, and P, and so on. So we are extending it with the need at the time. So you can see from here, the protection afforded to an automated information system in order to attain the applicable objectives of preserving the integrity, availability, and confidentiality, which includes what? Hardware, software, firmware, information, and telecommunication. This definition is not complete with respect to the current era, but this definition is complete while it was presented. So this is a great message for you, for us as well, because this area of technology is moving very fast. But we still consider this definition and this concept of security as a baseline of the security. We can extend it from the three elements. We can extend, we can make it double, we can add it on, but these are the basic means concept. You can see from here that what is the confidentiality? Data confidentiality comes under the privacy. At that time, privacy we consider under the confidentiality. And data integrity, also system integrity, was the part of the integrity. And so data confidentiality is we are trying to assure the private and confidential information is not disclosed with anyone else. For example, your personal data, your marks, your grades, and everything else which you don't want to share with anyone else. So we may have to have a system that it may not go to the unauthorized people. So this is the first point or pillar of the security. Why are we discussing these pillars of the security concept? Because when we talk about the security, then it means that we are supposed to consider these all points to consider. That's why we are discussing this CIA concept. Now, privacy is what? It assures that the individual control or influence what information related to them may be collected and stored by means whom. So you are being sure about that your data is not only disclosed, but it is not even disclosed by those people who are storing and getting the data. So this is the most important point. Now, second thing is about the integrity. Integrity is what? Integrity is actually can be divided into the data integrity and system integrity. Integrity is a concept that where we say that we need to make sure, assure that all of the information, whatever the sender is trying to pass, when it reaches to the recipient, it must be as accurate as it was transferred. No change, no alteration in it should be there. So integrity is divided into two more things. One is the system integrity and data integrity. So system integrity will assure the integrity of the systems, and data integrity will assure the integrity of individual data at each level. The third concept is the availability. So we need to make sure that the data, what we are discussing about, that it is confidential, it is privacy is maintained, and it is integrated. Integrity is maintained, system integrity is also maintained, and also it is available whenever the user or the owner wants it. So it doesn't mean that we make data confidential, privacy is okay, intact, data integrity is intact, everything is intact, but when the user or the owner wish to have a data and he is not able to get it done, so this will be not misaccepted. So that's why we say that these are the three primary points for the security, which is the CIA, which is the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, CIA trade, you can see that this is the data and services, what we have all together. And this is means the triangle, which holds the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the data and services all together at the same time. Now, as we discussed, that with the time, we are adding the more concepts. You remember, as we discussed that we can say that this is the CIA, a CIAA, a CIAP. So with time, we are extending it. So now the possible additional concepts could be two more A's with it, which is the authenticity and accountability. Authenticity is what? It means we have to authenticate the user. If we want to transfer a data to Mr. A, first of all, we have to verify the receiver who is receiving a data, he is really genuinely Mr. A. We are following the CIA, it's okay. But here we have to make sure this is the same person. So how we do that? We are verifying the users using the authentication mechanism like the login systems, passwords and IDs. So this is making sure that the right person is there who is receiving the data. Next, A is about the accountability. Accountability is actually a security goal that you may have means access to your data, and you may have means to trace about your data as well. You can be having accountability about your data, how much you have, how much means access you have, and blah, blah, anything else which is linked with the accountability. So you focus that the CIA or CIAA, or we say confidentiality, integrity, availability, authenticity, accountability, privacy, everything is focusing to secure the data. And data is some entity which belongs to any user or any person. So we are trying to make sure that data has these qualities, CIAA, or maybe anything else. And these qualities data may have, must have, then we consider that this is the secure. So this is how we consider that what is the concept of the security in computer and network. And this, all of the aspects CIAA will be equally available while the data is stored on either on your machine, either it's traveling on the network, or either it is globally stored in the clouds or anywhere else. For your better understanding, examples of security requirements, we just quoted a few of the examples so you can understand how important they are. Like for the confidentiality, we already took the example that suppose if student grade information is an asset whose confidentiality is considered to be highly important by the student. And it is protected by the government, by the rules. There are rules like what we can say that regulated by the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which is the FARPA. In integrity, the patient's information is highly important to maintain its integrity. So you know what's integrity? Integrity means that there should not be any change or alteration in the data. So if we have a patient and we describe a dose, medical dose for this, if any change in the dose, so you can understand that what will happen to that particular patient. So it is why integrity is very much highly important. Maybe it can lead to the death or bigger loss for the patient. Now, there are so many other examples like what we mentioned about the websites and the different pools. They all are the anonymous pools while we are doing the voting and other things. They all are linked with the integrity. And in availability, more critical components of the services, this is more related to the services. We make sure data is safe, but now we need to make sure it's available to the owner as well. So that's why we are saying this is more towards the service. The more critical a component or a service, the higher the level of the availability of the quality, which is required as well. So this is how the few of the examples about the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. I hope you understand the things. Now, we have challenges to manage and maintain the CIAA. We have challenges to maintain and manage the things. That's what we just discussed now. We know that security is not simple. It's not something that we can go and buy and apply. It's not a simple. Okay, this is a challenge for us. Potential attacks can be on security. considered from anywhere. Maybe based on the user behavior, maybe from the network, maybe from the computer itself, maybe from the inner organization member, maybe from outer organization member, maybe from hacker. There are so many possible ways. These are the challenges, so we have to address them. And services as well, issues with the services as well. So it is necessary to decide to use the various security mechanisms. We cannot rely on one security mechanism. We have to have the multiple different security mechanisms to make it sure that we are providing a successful CIAAA. And this is, as we discussed in the first point, security is not a simple. So it is not a something, but we can say that we have this solution and we applied and now we just go and hang on and enjoy our time and security is done. No. Security is something which is keep monitoring constantly. Like suppose we have a security guards at our home. So it doesn't mean that we apply or deploy the security guard. So the security guard can come for the 8 hours and then he says, sir, okay, my job is done, your security is done, I'm going back. And now we cannot consider that we are secure because we need constant monitoring. We need 24 hours. We cannot avoid. The same way, we need the constant monitoring in computer network security as well. So these are the major challenges. And then security mechanism, they are typically involved more than a particular algorithms and protocols. We need to see what algorithm and these things we can apply. Sorry. So security is essential. It's a kind of a battle, means where we have to be all the time. We have to monitoring, we have to check, we have to see the traffic, and we have to make sure that security is intact. Sometimes we try to escape from security just for the minor monetary benefits, and that actually results us for a very heavy cost in case if security attack is happening. So these all are the challenges what we have to address the security. Now, the security architecture as per the OSI. I hope you understand, you know that what is the OSI. So security attacks, it means any action that compromises the security of information owned by the organization, that will be known as the security attack. Security mechanism is one. Any process or a device or a mechanism or a process that we design and deploy, and we say that this is there either to detect, either to prevent, either to recover the security attacks. These three things are important. Either we can detect, either we can prevent, or either we can recover. Detect is the first stage. In case if suppose any event going to be done, attack event going to be done. Prevent is the second stage. In case if attack is there, after detection, we know now this we are under attack, so we have to prevent it. And in case if we are not able or not successful to prevent it, then the last step is to recover. Whatever happened now, we need to recover from this. Security services, our security service, this is a process of a communication service that enhances the security of the data processing system and information transfer of an organization. In simple words, you can say this is service while we are transferring the data from one point to another point. We need to intact the security. That's what we just discussed a couple of minutes before. Now the threats, as per the RFC of this book, RFC, I hope that you understand what is the RFC. This is means known as the reference for comment document. R is stand for reference, F is stand for, and C is for comment. And then this is a number 4949. So any comment, any reference, any point is going to be added in that document. So the next RFC will be 4950 and so on. So they're saying about the danger One thing is a threat. I hope you know the threat. The threat is a potential for violation of security. Once we have any point of weakness, point of exploitation in our system, or any vulnerability, vulnerability is actually, it means a gap, a weakness. Any gap or weakness in our system, then it could be exploited, and it could be, after exploiting, it means it can be converted to the threat. So the threat can cause the attack and can bring the harm to our system. We have to be very clear about that. Attack cannot happen without threat. And threat is no more if suppose we don't have any point of exploitation or vulnerability in our system. If there is vulnerability, there is point of exploitation, the threat will be there. Hacker himself is a threat for us. So hacker can get success if suppose we have some weaknesses in our system, some vulnerabilities in our system. So then the next phase is the attack will be there. So they are interlinked with each other. Now you can see from here, normally we will discuss this in more detail about the classification, or you can see the types of the attack. There are the two major types of the attack in security. One we call as the passive attack, and the other one we call as the active. So in this case, you can see in figure A, which is the passive attack. So from one point, Bob is trying to send the data to the Alice, and there is an in-between cloud, which is the internet. Data is supposed to go in a straight arrow direction, but you notice that some other gentleman is sitting there, and his or her name is Dot. So one arrow is also going there, and one arrow is moving towards the Alice. So this type of attack is known as the passive attack. In this attack, Dart is not doing anything with the Bob or with the Alice, but he is trying to keep monitor, reading, and getting the information about their messages, de-encrypt their messages, and getting the information about both of them. Once he will be able to done with his job, his homework, now the second part, which is the B, is known as an active attack. So now you will see that the arrow points are different from the previous figure. And you also can see that the numbering system is also different. Now what happened after having all the information with the Dart now is able to amend the message. We use word amend. It means it may change, it may alter completely, it may replace whatever you want to do. You can make the changes, and after that, message will reach to the Alice. So Bob will be thinking the right message is reaching to the Alice, and Alice is thinking in this case that the message what he is receiving is coming from the Bob, but in actual, this is not the case. The case is that the chain messages are coming from the Bob. So this is known as the active attack types. In passive attack of types, there are so many means because these are the major types classifications. Inside it, there are so many different attacks. They come under each group. So you can see in passive attacks, there are mainly the two types of attacks. They release the message contents, and also they do the traffic analysis. Let's go back. So you can see from here, in passive attack, the Dart is doing the same thing. He's trying to get the information, reading the information, and then he's not doing any operation at this stage, but doing the traffic analysis, decrypt the messages, getting all the information about the messages which are being sent by the Bob to the Alice. So this is the same thing. It is suggested here. Then when we go to the next step in the active attack is the actual attack where they can bring the harm fast. There are so many different types of the active attacks. In active attacks, we will go through with the different attacks later on, and we see that how they are different from each other. But their goal in this is to means detect the data and change the data, modify the data, and pass the modified data as per their wish to the destination. So you can see from here that different types of attacks. DDoS attack is also comes under this active attack. Modification of messages are done here. Replay attacks are also going to be done here. Traffic jamming is also going to be done here. Man in the middle attack is also a part of this one. So there are so many different type of attacks. Different attacks actually, they come under this umbrella, which is the active attack. Now, as a security engineer, you are supposed to manage, maintain, prevent from these attacks. Number one, you are responsible to detect them. After detecting, you have to prevent it. In case if suppose you are not possible to detect and prevent, then in that case, you are supposed to provide the recovery for that particular part. Now, this was the overall understanding about the computer network security, where we discuss the things that what is the attacks, their type of attacks, what is security, what is CIA, what is CIAA, what is the OSI security model, and what actually we mean by the security as a security engineer, what we mean to provide a security related to the computer network security. Saying again and again name with the computer network security, it means it is something different from the others. And then we also discuss about the active and passive attacks, different examples of them. So you can see the summarize, we can summarize it, the computer security concepts, their definitions, examples, and challenges, what type of the challenges we have, then the OSI security architecture, and then we discuss about security attacks, passive attacks, and so on. So this is all about for you for today. And if you remember, I told you that we'll show you one live attack scenarios. So you can see from here, you can find out in a real live scenario, this is, means live stream for the attacks. So I can show you this attacks now. So the moment we click, I already make it done for you. So we are done from here or lecture. So if you just allow me, I need to share with you the screen for the live attacks. So unshare this presentation and again go back to share with you. So now I hope that you are able to see this one. Are you able to see the screen? Please confirm. Are you able to see it?
Yeah.
That's great. Now you can see this is actually only for one attack. This is the DDoS attack. And this will show you the progress in a worldwide for each second, for each minute, for each hour, for each day. So I can take you below. You can see from here that this is the play button here. The moment we play it here, it will show us with the bar the date. So you can see the date and time. This is from January 18. So if I just take it ahead, you will see that this is the April 21. So today is April 22, but because of the time difference from where the server we are getting a data, it is showing there April 21. So this is the live stream. So now I'm just going to run this one by playing this button to see the previous data. So you just see the maps, how the attacks are happening. So it is showing us actually a live scenarios in which country, which part the attack was happening, and what was the traffic pattern and what was the traffic means route for that. And you can see the different color codes. So if you are able to see with my mouse, so you will find it out that this color code is actually TCP and the volume, the fragmentation, and also this is the actually other details, including its application, for what application it is. So in the graph color, you can see that this is showing you the real attacks. And if suppose you put the mouse pointer, so then he can show you the other details, including this is the Malaysia, Romania, and where it is the attacks happening. This is United States. So you don't think that this is actually we are putting on the map because United States is here. But this is while we are putting the mouse, it is trying to take the stream of the attack, and where it is, from where it happened, and other details. So if you allow me, I can show you a bit more. You can see from this graph that here it is a bit low. This passage is having a very high attack. So I'm just taking it, the graph to this scenario where it is very high attacks. So you can see the difference among this. One more, yeah. So now you can see here at this point, see that how many attacks are around the globe, worldwide, how many attacks are there. And you can also see the other details for the any resources and attacks from this point. So you can find out the details for the previous one. You can see in 2016 and so on. For any particular date, you can find out that how much it was means severe at that time. So this was actually just to show you that you may have an understanding that what is security we are discussing all the time, but how much it is concerned, why we are concerned about this too much. The reason behind it, that you see how much a negative group, hackers, the people, they are involved in it. So this is why you as a security engineer have a very heavy job on your shoulders to protect your systems, to safeguard your systems from this bombardment of the attacks. And this attack, I'm just showing you only one attack. And there are so many different attacks we will discuss later in our upcoming classes. So today it was only the introductory to just let you know that what is the computer network and so on. So I hope that you understand the things and you enjoyed it. The link is here and the link is also available in your presentation slide. So if you wish to see it more further in a more detail, you can. And you can, I recommend you can just go and see, so you can get the more better scenario about this. So now you can see the legions from here. If this is the sign, so you can see this is the internal attack. Internal means some organization or countries, they are under attack, but from their same own country. And suppose this is the pattern of the traffic. So this means that between two countries. And this is the pattern. So it means that the either sources, the attack is from the different destinations, from the different sources to the one destination. So this is the graph of the pattern. You can see that how it is working. So if suppose you allow me, I can take it here. So you will be able to find, just see now, a moment before, you can notice that, just see now, this is the pattern which we have internal. So it means this is the pattern where in this particular area, it is the like this. So this is the internal attack. So anyhow, you can go through with this and you can have a look more for this one. So I hope that you understand the concepts and the things. If you have any question, please let me know before we go for the attendance. So I can see that you are 27 in a row. So which give me a message that you all are there. But again, we will just go for a quick attendance. So if you have any question, please let me know. Any question? If you don't have a question, we may stop recording and we may go for the attendance. No question? Okay, then we are just stopping the recording and we will go for the attendance. So just give me the 2 minutes to bring the attendance screen in front of you. Thank you very much.
I had a question.
Please, most welcome.
The groups are 3 to 4 people, right?
Yeah, 3 to 4. 3 is minimum, 4 is maximum.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.